How we doing, folks?
All right.
Still waiting on that Miller Lite sponsorship.
What is up, people? And the fine gentleman at... It's not Anheuser-Busch, is it?
It is totally Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch, please. Sponsor us. Fuck, bud.
Lots of Miller Lite.
Here we are. In summertime. Finally.
Happy summer. Happy graduation, Garrett.
Thanks, bud.
You're welcome.
I think like last week or sometime this week, we had that like couple days of rain, and then like the next season was ushered in.
Yeah, it was just like a buffer.
Have you ever noticed that? Like the seasons always change permanently after a rain.
It kind of seems that way.
Yeah, like it'll rain in like October, and all of a sudden it'll only be like 50 degrees outside instead of like the random 75 and sunny days that we'll get.
Oh, you mean like the dissension into fall?
Yeah, and the inverse just happened. We had like this kind of weird couple cold weeks in May for like, you know, blooming summertime. And then it rained sort of for a couple days. And now it's over. Like the next 10 days are all going to be in the 80s. And sunny.
Yeah, that's right. I was talking to Dwayne the other day about that.
Oh,
He's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All the sunny days ahead. Speaking of sunny days ahead, we have a busy summer this summer.
We do have a busy summer.
Lots of gigs.
Lots of gigging.
Lots of gigs.
Yeah, for anyone interested, we have a poster available. It's on our website. It's on Instagram. It's on all of our social media and various places you can find us. But I'm excited. We're going out of town a little bit.
Yeah, no, me
Get to
too.
play in town a little bit, which is exciting. Playing at all is.
It's exciting at this point.
Yeah, right. It's good enough.
Seeing all the mask mandates start to decline nationwide is kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. I went out last night to a park, and I noticed that a lot of people seem like way more chill and relaxed now.
Now that the government's
Yeah, now that like the mandates are lifting and like a good chunk of the population are vaccinated, it seems that like the general aura of anxiety is weakening.
that is so
It's really
good to
cool.
hear.
Yeah. I ran into this dude yesterday who had a dog with no leash and a snake. And he was just like walking around the park with this like giant fucking yellow snake wrapped around his body.
I already like that guy.
Yeah, we went up. He saw us. I was like, "What the? Is that a snake?" And he saw me say that and like waved us over. And he was really freaking nice.
Yeah.
It was so refreshing. To
Oh,
just,
how do
like,
you not you carry a snake around
Yeah,
on your
right.
shoulders and a dog without a leash and you're not like the coolest guy?
Yep.
No way.
Impossible.
He's just a dickhead.
Yeah, right. Like fuck off.
Don't talk about me.
Yeah. Forget my name and face. But it was cool. It was just really cool to be able to meet strangers again
Yeah. Right.
and like not be afraid for any reason. You know, whether it be either getting the virus or just like the unpredictable social consequences that sort of come with meeting strangers now.
Right.
It's like it was cool though.
Yeah, I miss that. Miss festivals.
Yeah.
Granted, there are quite a few festivals going on at the end of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really excited for that.
Yeah, Louder Than Life is back.
That's Saturday, I think, is the day.
What?
I'm going.
Oh, you're going?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any good names?
Yes, one of the days I had to go.
Tell the people. Who's gonna be there?
Well, first of all, what's her name's going to be there? Diamante's going to be there.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard so much about Diamante through Kirk. My cousin Kirk is a sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
He went on tour with her. So I want to hear the act. I want to hear what he was hearing all that time. And then I think 9 Inch Nails is playing that day.
Oh, okay.
And I've always wanted to see 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, that's a band I need to see.
And there were a couple of other big hits. But anyway, if you see those names in the lineup, it's that day. I'll be there.
All right. Say hi if you're there.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Yeah. It sucks, dude. It really kind of feels like Bunbury jumped the gun on canceling.
I agree. Granted,
Like-
they do hold the festival pretty early in the summer.
Yeah, that's
compared
true.
to other festivals.
That's true, and that's definitely something. Like, I bet the amount of people that are vaccinated between June 3rd, which is usually when Bunbury happens, and like August 5th are going to be pretty high.
It's exponential.
About, yeah, a lot of people are. There's a lot is going to change by then.
But hey, next year it's in the bag.
Yeah, for sure. It's very exciting. So, some things that I would like to discuss. This this sort of idea has been rolling around my head in regards to trauma for the last like 2 months or 3. No, actually, it's probably longer than that. It's probably more like 6 months, 8 months, where I just have this like. I feel like there is a wall we have hit, and I sort of don't know like what direction we ought to go in anymore. Not in terms of musically, but what are the things we should be spending our time on?
I see.
It's become a question that is only become less clear as I've gotten older.
I think we need to really hone in the brand and our online presence, I would say.
Okay, the brand.
Yeah, well, it seems like a lot of these people are really like striking gold based on not really the music that much. It's more like people just like them.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you know. Like, oh, you know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I would sort of fall into that camp. There's definitely every once in a while I'll be scrolling through shit and see a band that just because they look cool, I'll like, okay, sure, I'll go look them up. That looks promising. Wearing leather jackets or some shit, or I don't know, something cool, some print.
I love Dinosaur Pile-Up's brand. I want to fall into that brand pretty much.
What is it? It's kind of like 90s-y.
It's kind of
like
90s-y,
relaxed.
but it's more like what I mean. The other part of it is like the they give off nothing, but they're cool and they're funny, sarcastic.
Right.
Don't take themselves too seriously.
It's a good look.
Yeah, it's a good look.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just they're guys that I would like to hang out with, just purely based on, I guess, the vibe that they're giving off.
Yeah, right.
You know. Oopsie.
That would be something I could get behind. Like a yeah. What am I trying to say? The I guess the brand. I'm trying to say brand without saying brand. But
Yeah, right. It's for lack of a better word. I understand what you're saying.
The brand is effectively like guys that seem cool and you would want to hang out with if you just like walked into the same house party as them or something.
Sure, yeah.
That could be something I would thoroughly enjoy.
Well, it seems the closest, like, a lot of people in the entertainment industry are kind of, you know, once you ascend the ranks and you get to the point where you could do it or you could not, it's like specialization. You know how you see a lot of actors playing very similar roles unless they're, like, at the tippy top?
Right.
It's sort of like that is sort of what I mean. Like, now that we're getting to the point where we've hit the wall and we got to jump over, it's like we got to specialize now.
Yeah, I kind of see. We gotta pick something.
Pick a niche.
Yeah, right.
And then just like drive it home.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't think.
Right.
You know.
But it's got to be authentic.
Yeah, no,
first
that's
and foremost,
which is why I think that's the avenue that would suit us best because that's how we are. We're not super like. I don't know what the word is. We're flashy, but not like that. We're not like, you know, like
it's kind of more like
smoking cigarettes, like cool guy, like a lot of bands today, you know, like a lot of like the modern old bands. They've got like the striped shirts and like the short shorts or whatever, and they're like smoking cigarettes and like baseball hat, like, you know, Course Effect.
So fucking cool.
No, I'm sure they are cool, but like that's just like that's the look, and like, but there are different kinds of looks, and I like DP's look a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it. That would be really cool. All right, yeah. Got to figure out what to do.
Something more than just a song for people to latch onto.
Yeah, I think our version of flashy is sort of gimmicky. Like it's not really who we are, but it's fun to do, so we sort of play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's not, you know, because that was like a thing about the 80s is those guys were always walking around like that.
Right.
They were always walking around with fucking 50 pounds of makeup and their teased hair and all the bullshit. And that's fun, it's cool and fun, but I'm not like willing. I'm not willing to do that every day just so people can see me and go, "Oh my God, look how weird he looks." It's like, fuck that. I'll do it for a night while I'm entertaining you all.
Yeah.
Or maybe the after party, but like after that, I want to put on nice clothes,
Be not gross.
kiss some hands, shake some babies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's cool. How do you think we go about doing that without revealing too much?
Yeah, right. I think some of it is the stage show
Yeah,
and
for
how
sure,
we
for sure.
interact with each other and with the audience.
Mhm.
It needs to be more dialed in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's probably a plague that will never leave. I bet we always will be saying,
There's like
yeah, we need to keep dialing this in.
there's no ceiling. Yeah. But you
Right.
can always get better
Of course,
with
yeah.
no ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do that. Then I think the online presence, as much as it sucks, that's where a lot of the money's going to be.
Yeah, it's the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artsy people don't want to play that game, but you just have to today. There's no getting around it. So
There's so much advertising dollars to be made online too. Like
Yeah.
so many comedians I mean, I think they will, but they realistically don't have to go back to work because they started podcasts over the pandemic, and the ad revenue money is
It's
enough that
insane.
they don't
Yeah,
ever
I
have to
know.
leave their home.
I was just
for
listening
working
to Rogan yesterday. He had Dave Chappelle on, and they were talking about that.
Yes.
It was a really good
It's
podcast.
a great podcast. I
Yeah.
fucking love that man.
He's so cool.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
He just had such great things to say.
It doesn't he? It's like
Yeah.
he makes me feel things that most humans don't.
Yeah.
in a beautiful, heartwarming,
Oh, wow.
hopeful way,
But you're also the same guy who's made me laugh all my life,
Right.
along with being so wise and cool.
Yep. Fucking genius.
Mm.
Really cool guy. And he lives in Dayton.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's
crazy.
a fucking sick town, Yellow Springs.
He's right up the road.
Yeah, Yellow Springs is awesome.
I'm dying to go. We gotta
Dude,
go.
they've painted all the trash cans up there.
What
like
color? Tie-dye?
what? No, kinda. Like no, it's way more advanced than just a paint. Like so they painted it to look like bricks, right? And then
Oh.
they put like a little raccoon family on it. And there's a different art design for every trash can on like the two main drags
Cool.
in the city.
It's a pretty small town, right?
It's like 8 streets
Yeah,
of,
okay.
of like businesses. The rest of it's just housing and shit, and
Right,
and
right.
then the woods behind it. But yeah, it's very small. Couple coffee shops, couple like boutiques, bookstores. It's like hippie shit,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's kind of like think about Hippie Fest and the stuff they sell there, and
It's like a town.
put it in a town. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
They should have just had the Hippie Fest there.
Yeah, right. It'd be
Yeah.
freaking sweet. Maybe they should do two of them.
Mhm.
One in Yellow Springs and one in. Because Dave did shows there, so fuck, why couldn't they do the festival? I don't know.
Good point. I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh.
I feel like we got
beer
a
burps.
little off track there with the Dave Chappelle deal. Where
We got a little off track. We were just talking about actualizing the brand
right.
online presence, right? So, yeah, I think photos could be a good way to go about that. Like the way we take pictures together as a band. And I think another important thing is being together is going to really sell that image.
Got to be together a lot.
Right. And take pictures of us just like smiling.
I think we need some
hanging
more candid videos.
Uh-huh.
Because the podcast really right now is like the only outlet for people to hear us talking and just, hanging out.
Right.
But it'd probably be better if it was easier for them to get that. Just like little 20 seconds. Maybe it's just somebody says something funny and we happen to be rolling.
Yeah, right.
I think people really dig that stuff.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like
do.
seeing the raw, like, you
Yeah.
know, if you're following a band that you really like and then video comes up of them on your feed and it's just them bullshitting like backstage. It's like,
Right,
oh, fuck
right.
yeah, cool.
Like I was just
Yeah.
about to say, like they're like any band's little pre-show backstage hoo-ha thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I love those videos.
the huddle videos.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's huddled up and they're like fucking getting ready like it's the Super Bowl to go to, hello Cleveland. It's so great.
12 people.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun.
But yeah, I love those little videos, those little candid things, and those are from a aside from the business aspect of trying to capture those things. I personally just really enjoy that kind of content. Like, it warms my heart later down the line when you see a video from like 2.5 years ago or something of like some awesome night you just didn't, you know what I mean? That this one little goofy video is from.
Right.
It's always a great feeling to go back and watch those again and reminisce.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Having like tangible memories is it's like priceless.
Yeah. So yeah, that seems like another great way to go about doing that. And then obviously we write songs that sort of propel that idea forward as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm all about that. I've got a whole new slew of material coming.
Yeah.
Just
It's so weird how I wonder where that comes from, because I used to be all into the big rock shit. Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have sold my soul to play in a band. Not exactly like Motley Crue, but in that same sort of vein. That's like ultimate party and fucking like, let's just party our faces off and play loud, aggressive music. But I don't know. Since then, like the Beatles have like bought the other half of my soul.
I think it's all part of the evolution of 21st century rock and roller. I guess.
Yeah,
that's the right word. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just sort of more interested in bringing people together and making people smile.
Yeah.
Than like moshing or that sort of thing. I don't know. It's just like personal preference in terms of what kind of emotions I'd wish to draw.
I'd like to define that balance with the music.
Yeah.
Because I just can't help it. I like making music that is like headbanging music.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just
fucking great. Yeah,
so fun. Just writing the mean riff and getting the fucking
big octave stuff. Anything that
getting the lead out.
Yeah. Anything that facilitates a stank face.
Yes, but I want it to be a smiling stank face.
Yeah. One that's like you can tell they're happy beneath that.
Yeah, we're on a riverboat and there's fireworks.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's starting to come together though.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Hey, we have an album coming out.
That's right.
Relatively soon.
The first album.
Yeah, for my graduation project, I did a like the back half effectively of the album. Yeah. We recorded a bunch of stuff here and then I mixed and produced it to the best of my ability. And the school was plenty happy with the result, and we're pretty happy with the result. So we're going to combine our songs from Spider Studios in here and have something for you.
Gift wrapped.
I don't know. What's a good date for that? If we can get this cover done here in the next couple weeks.
I would not yet drop a date, just in case. Just in case we decide we want to add a song or make some alterations. But once we are 100%, we've got the art, we know those are the songs, then we should release a date.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Bradley. It's more like let's set a date so we do this. So we like make a deadline for ourselves and
let's make a date for the photo
happen.
shoot first.
Yeah, I talked to him and he said he's down. He asked me for a date.
Okay.
I talked to Bradley about it.
Cool.
So
We just gotta call in the troops. To all the fans out there, anybody who's watching, assuming we drop this podcast pretty soon, you're all invited to the photo shoot for the first album.
Yes.
No spoilers, but we need some bodies for it. And we want it to be the friends, the family, the fans, the other bands throughout the years that we've hung out with, played with.
Yeah, so if we know you or you know us somehow, some way, DM us on Instagram or message us on Facebook or get in touch with us somehow and inquire about our album photo shoot because we're looking for anybody and everybody.
There might be a small gathering attached to the end of that also.
Oh, yeah, free beer.
Yeah, free beer.
I'm pretty sure we played with a band called Free Beer once.
That does ring a bell.
It's a pretty fucking good name, you gotta say.
Yeah, where was that?
I can't remember.
Must have been a band challenge.
It feels like a festival.
Oh, it could have
like
been.
we were outside. We were
Free beer.
definitely outside. Wait, was that the NKU thing? Were we at NKU?
Oh
Is
my
it one of
god,
those
I
bands?
think it was one of those bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, good times.
It's a good name, just like the band. They fucking nailed it.
The band.
Yeah, what a fantastic name.
Take a load of.
Just the band.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's perfect.
shit. Jealous.
Band rings differently in the band name. For me,
How do you figure?
I don't know. It's just okay. When you say the band and you're referring to any band, I have a certain mental picture. But then when you say the band referring to the band,
Yes.
I have a different mental picture.
Oh, okay.
But it's not just of them. It's just the word band resonates differently for my mental imagery. I don't know why. But
Sure.
it does.
Yep.
Good band. The band.
The band. Oh, fuck yeah, they are.
Solid group.
Yeah. Sucks. They died too early.
Was that a tragedy?
Yeah, I think like one of them died or got injured or something in a car accident and was out for a long time. And I think most of them ended up dying to drugs. And a couple of them like lived to old age. Fuck, don't quote me on that. I don't know. If any of you know the exact details of the band's upbringing and decline, please share. It's something like that. It's not a happy ending.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. So many, no pun intended, bands. The bands. Babies. So many of them have such tragic stories. It's crazy.
Yep.
Some of the greatest.
Yep.
Super tragic.
I mean, it's kind of like, I guess bands back then just had the same mentality that sort of rappers do today, which is generally in the like live fast, die young
Yeah.
camp. And, you know, sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't with that sort of lifestyle. It's kind of a gambit. Is that the word? Or a gamble? That's what. Yeah,
Gamble.
It's a gamble. You're rolling the dice, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And it also, you know, it's not like guaranteed death, certainly, because, you know, it depends on how deep into it you are, whatnot, all that kind of shit. But
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, you know, based on all the stories and stuff that we've collectively read and I've read myself, it just seems about the same. Just kind of different drugs, but not different drugs. Now there's so much gun violence in rap. It's so strange.
Well, it seems to be the most prideful genre that's ever come about.
Yeah, like they take what's in the music and it's like there's no difference between what is music and what is not. Sometimes. You know, sometimes there are rappers that like don't follow by that sort of code.
Oh yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
But most of them are like massively successful and they like don't, you know, it's sort of always like the up and coming and mid-tier guys that are fucking around with guns and gangs and shit still, because for the most part, if you start getting massively successful, what are you doing fucking around with gangs and guns and shit still?
Ask
you know?
Lil Wayne. Didn't that just happen to him?
Oh shit.
He's been famous for a long time
He's had
now.
a few gun possession charges, I think. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. He definitely got busted for drugs, but that's fucking lame.
Oh, Lil Wayne.
Getting your bus pulled over
Buddy.
and the cops searching it just to take your weed. It's just
That's
like,
right. Didn't we talk about
fucking
that
so
with
lame.
Kirk?
I think so.
He was saying that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is cops, especially in more rural places that you're passing through, will find tour buses and pull them over on purpose and then just do the slimiest shit.
Fucking lame.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, bro, I'm in Nebraska now, but I'm about to travel. Like, it's not gonna be that long before I'm in a state where weed's legal again.
Well, no,
you really gotta do this, bro.
It's not out of a sense of duty. They're like making money under the table. That's what he said.
Oh, right.
They're
You
doing
gotta
it
pay.
for-
You end up paying them off. So
yeah,
they,
you have to pay them off.
yeah, so they
basically.
don't fuck with you. God,
Yeah.
what a extreme misuse of the law.
Well, it's only in places where they don't
Fucked
enforce
up.
body cams, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But to my surprise, the first time I learned this, it does happen all the time, apparently.
Mm.
So careful out there.
Lame.
It's the Wild
Fucking
West
lame.
still, no matter what you think.
It's not.
Yeah, no, not really. But
You know what I was thinking about today?
what's that?
I was thinking about how, albeit unconstitutional, we could very, very, very easily find out how many people text and drive.
Oh.
You just look at when their cell phone clicks on, and you look. So you would use the distance, right? Because the cell phone pings off a tower and then comes back every time you use it. So every time you use it, if they're in their car, you just check, Like, well, no,
What
shit,
about
now I'm thinking about
passengers,
this.
though?
Yeah, right. I guess that wouldn't really work for passengers.
You almost would have to access the cameras. Which
Of the
obviously,
phone, you mean?
yeah, obviously
Yeah,
they
right.
can do
To
that.
find
They
out who the
probably
driver,
do.
which is equally as unconstitutional as
Yeah.
pinging everyone's cell phones to figure out if they're on it while
They've been
moving
using
at a
those loopholes for a
fast
while
rate.
now, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we're fucked. I mean, they know everything probably.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
I just surrendered that a while ago. I remember
Yeah.
I was laying in bed one night thinking about it, and it's like, there's really nothing I can do about that. They're just gonna track me anyway.
We're too deep now.
Not me in
yeah.
particular, everyone.
Yeah. Like that's what I mean. Everyone, we, us,
Yeah, it just comes down to
the American public.
choosing to not give a shit about it or choosing to be ignorant to it.
Well, watch what you do. Sort of how I interpret it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
I'm not
always
gonna
looking.
go on the dark web and try and buy guns or drugs or anything like that.
Well,
So,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Whatever. There's no way that I'm doing terrible things on my phone.
Yeah. I mean, even things as menial as like talking shit or something about like people in your life, because I bet one day there's a way everyone finds out. You know what I mean? Because it's getting so easier. It's getting so easy.
Fortunately, I don't do that.
Well, yeah.
Oh man, the social media mob is insane.
It's crazy.
It is a mob.
Yep. Makes no sense.
Back to topic.
So after brand,
Yep.
what would you say next? Is probably like another thing we ought to work on. Because now that we have these songs, we have an album that is almost entirely put together, pretty much ready to go. That's a really good accomplishment. It's like a giant load off my back.
It's pretty awesome.
Because that was like a big thing that I was worried about for a long time, was having enough material for people to latch onto that were like not worthy, for lack of a better term, worthy enough to be a dedicated fan to. Because if you just don't have that much material, it's hard for people, that much content in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be hard for people to stay latched on. So you kind of always got to be releasing something in order to stay in this loop.
Well, I think that increasing the rate at which we are pumping out music content is definitely going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to do that now too.
Right.
I think it'd be kind of cool if we just started writing some like 2 to 3 minute like Black Keys kind of songs.
Just like simple blues and stuff
Simple
like that?
blues songs.
Yeah.
We could put out a 4-song blues EP in like a few weeks.
I would love that. I would literally love to do like a King Gizzard approach to shit, and we just like pick a style and write an album or an EP or whatever, write X amount of songs
Super
until we're
down.
done, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then like do it again with another style, because there's so much cool music to be made out there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I think it's really important that we just stay on the ball with songs.
Yeah.
We just got to keep giving people content.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can't really draw a gigantic crowd right now. You know, so I think we should keep the internet presence up, I guess. You know, keep music going, get our brand looking better, just make us more desirable to all the people out there with a 0.002 second attention span.
Yeah, right.
That's basically the battle that you're fighting. Is
Yeah.
you know, nobody gives a shit about your product. You have to make
them care, right?
Somehow.
Yeah. Yep.
Somehow fucking get that bait on the hook and reel them in. It's tough, but
Image helps.
you see how other people are doing it. It's like other people are becoming famous online doing music. What are they doing? Oh, well, they're playing the game really well, like way better than we could. They're on TikTok and they're doing the fucking oh man, I just don't understand that stuff.
All the what?
I sound like such an old
Describe.
person. There's like this way that people carry themselves on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot. It's just so like. It reminds me of when I saw Jared Leto play for.
I'm laughing because I know what you're getting at now.
It's like the this shit, like the real pretty hair and the pretty eyes and like the.
Oh yeah.
I just donated $2 million.
I just bought this hospital.
You know what I mean? It's like that sort
Yes,
of
it's like it's so.
not
It's just
genuine.
almost like
yeah.
sort of right.
Yeah, I don't even know how to put it, but like so many people just buy right into that bullshit, and I just
Yeah, I see what you're saying. There is like an aura of, nobody online is actually what they appear to be.
yeah,
Online is just such a front.
it's like feeding the fantasy.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. It's like it almost feels like this is getting wacky now, but at the end of Adventure Time, when they go to the island and they find all those people with the VR goggles on,
Yeah.
and they're all living in like a Roblox looking simulation world, and they perceive them, Finn and Jake perceive them as slaves, so they like cut the cords and they blow up everything, and then the people revolt against them because they liked that reality better. Instagram now and like 21st century social media seems like the precursor to that. Like this is the front that everybody wants to put on for the most part. Like the way generally the culture runs is like everyone puts this front on because this is the way that they want to be perceived or something like that. And then eventually they'll just be able to do it in this other reality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They have the giant ass that they want, that they don't have to Photoshop anymore.
I think it makes sense. I think that's not to get too deep on that, but I think that's where we're headed. Really,
Seems like it.
nobody likes reality.
It's hard.
It's just it is the
getting
way
the
it is.
washboard
Like,
abs is hard.
well, it'd just be so much easier to just live in heaven,
Yeah,
I guess. That's what you would call it.
something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll save that for another day.
Another time.
That's a rabbit hole.
That's all. Yeah. We should do one. We should do a podcast episode about the rabbit hole of social media. I could talk about that for a little while.
Oh yeah.
But this is about band stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I had another thing that I thought we should do, but I'm starting to blank now.
All right, I have a philosophy question for you. Perhaps if your question comes back, you can ask me along the way.
Heard?
Are you still enjoying being in a band?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love it. I mean, obviously it's hard. It's a lot harder than just about anybody would think.
Yeah, because
But-
things have really changed since we were 16,
Oh yeah.
The stakes, the whatever, the importance of it.
I think it's just I recognize how hard it is now and the obstacles and what actually needs to get done.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that I don't love it any less. If
Right.
anything, I love it even more
Yeah,
because it feels real now.
certainly. The problem solving is addicting.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it's a really cool feature.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's cool. It's kind of hellish, but when it works, it's cool. When you overcome the obstacles, get the thing you've been trying to you've been striving for and whatnot.
Oh, I remember now.
Yes.
The other way that doesn't involve hitting social media as heavy is just being in the scene.
Right.
Because there are plenty of bands that have ass loads of streams on Spotify and YouTube and stuff, and they're not pushing social media at all.
Mm-hmm.
They
How the
just-
fuck does that work?
They live there.
I mean, there are bands that I see that have like fucking 50,000, 500,000, or like borderline 1 million streams on a handful of songs, and then they'll have like absolutely zero social media presence.
I'm pretty
Or
sure
not absolutely zero, but it's very, very light.
it's just like a more organic way of doing it, I think.
Really? Because I'm suspect. I think that these fuckers are like buying them or something. It just makes no sense to me. Like,
Nah, I don't think so.
I would love to be proven wrong, but
They're probably just really good, and they live where the scene is happening, and they get the right eyes. And maybe it's like, oh, the right guy sees them, and they hook them up with such and such as an opener. And then they go out, and they just get all those stream
Oh,
listens
yeah.
because a bunch of people have just seen them.
Mhm.
Maybe as an opener is, like I said, it's my idea, I guess. But,
yeah.
They're not exactly looking to follow them on social media. They just really like their music.
Right.
And they go and listen to their music.
Mm-hmm.
But that probably happens when you live in like L.A., New York, Nashville, Austin, Chicago. Like big cities like that, big music cities.
Yeah, maybe. But it's like here, right? So here's the thought: if you don't have social media, then in theory, you're not capturing the national audience. Not near. Maybe you are, but not nearly as efficiently as if you were on social media.
Totally.
So where do all these hundreds of thousands of streams come from? Because there's only so many people that live in these cities. And I get it. You could play like a lucky gig, but yeah, I guess stream numbers are permanent. It just doesn't seem like a thing that would last. You
Right.
know?
But also, like, we're 22, just finished college. These people are likely just career musicians. They're playing like 4 days a week. We're playing like once a month.
Yeah.
I mean, when you play that often, when maybe you go on tour opening for somebody, you're in front of that many people. It's just, it builds a lot quicker. The social media, they're not social media, the plays, the music plays. Number,
Streams.
especially if your music is good and people like you.
Right. That's a perk.
Yeah. That's so funny. It's like not even necessary anymore. You don't even have to write good songs, really.
Fuck
You
no.
just have to make people like you.
Yeah. Look at Lil Pump.
A, you could just be like really hot. That helps a
Yeah.
lot. And then B, be really likable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like you run one idea straight into the ground that all the. Never mind. At all.
Okay.
Not gonna say it. You just like massively apply to whatever people are really into
Yeah. Okay.
right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you do or don't believe it, doesn't matter. Just say that you're into it.
Right. Just for the sake. Yeah.
Sell it.
How many fucking musicians have done that? A million.
It's a commercial. It's basically what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, it doesn't seem like the worst idea to at least partially compartmentalize the idea that this is a job, not you, right? Because sometimes one of the things that happens with artists is they get into struggles with record labels and shit because they have this like deep connection to the music that they create. And I like totally understand that, obviously, because you work so hard and it's sort of like your love child. But to some extent, it is also a job. And there are things you do for your job generally that aren't exactly like always in the best interest of serving your love children, if that makes sense.
I think the smartest musicians realize that pretty early on, and they're willing to surrender that
Right.
pride, I guess would be the word.
Yeah. It's something like that.
Because there's just no getting around it. You got to accept that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just it is what it is.
Right.
And if you really want to make the best of a music career, then you just have to be totally honest with yourself.
Right. And I say that, but I also equally believe that, well, something else I've noticed is all the bands that do something really unique and also receive full creative control in their record label contracts, like almost always have very long spanning careers.
And I think the reason for that is because the record labels aren't stupid.
Right.
And
Certainly.
they address the fans. And they see what about this act is making so much money. And if it's their total creative control that's making all the money, then hell yeah, they're gonna let them keep it.
Yeah, if it ain't if it ain't broke, don't
you
fix
know,
it.
I
Yeah.
mean, whatever is going to make the most money is always going to be the route that your record label's going to take. Seems like.
Probably. Why? What else would they do?
I mean, it's
what
business.
other interests do
what
they
a-
have? You know,
Yeah,
serving the artist.
it's pretty simple. You
Get
know,
the fuck out of here. Yeah, right. And it's not like all record label people are monsters,
yeah.
but generally that's their bottom line. Their bottom line is making money, feeding their family, doing the shit. So that's what their interests are sought after. That's why you find a really good manager or agent not attached to your record label.
Yeah.
So you have someone else to look out for you and your best interest that isn't just the record label.
Right. Well, but to get a record label, you got to get the package totally secured.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, that's I think where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the know-how. We've got the experience. Got the skills. We just gotta
I
get it
think
together.
Our
before we
thing
get
is
signed.
audience generation, generating. We need like no one's gonna sign us because we don't draw numbers that are like high enough to sign.
Right.
Bottom line, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, not a fun fact to swallow, but or a fun
No,
truth
it
to
is what it
swallow,
is. Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is, and you know, you do what you can to work forward and keep building the audience because you know, I don't know, that's the gig.
Well, I
So we're gonna,
think album would be step one then.
yeah, right, mm-hmm.
Give a solid piece of content for people to chew on
Yeah.
first.
So we can start slowly shifting our brand towards the good old boys at the same time that we're gearing up for our album release
Takes time.
and playing a handful of shows around town and regionally.
I'm excited, especially to play here in Cincinnati.
Me too. I mean, yeah, we need to like run the circuit here. There's like
Yeah,
a
we
bunch
were
of venues
so
have been
worried
popping
about
up.
oversaturation, but at this point, I think we need to just be beating down the doors here in Cincy.
Yeah, it almost feels like we've undersaturated. We overcompensated a little bit.
I agree.
Well, part of that is COVID locked us out. So
without a doubt.
you know, because we
Yeah.
were making moves and
Right, but now is the perfect time for a fresh new start with a fresh new outlook on things. I'm very excited.
I could not agree more. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Fuck yeah. You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
It's been fun, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for listening again.
Yeah, and I think, well, both of us, we'd like to do this a lot more often and really start to dial it in. So
The podcast.
yeah,
Yeah, I want to keep it more music centric. I think is
yeah, I agree.
better. You know, I like the little
Specialization.
falling off on tangents can be fun sometimes. 'Cause
Well,
you just,
sure.
like,
At the end of the day, you're
explore an
still
idea.
shooting the shit.
Yeah, right. But it's sort of keep the reins somewhat close to music most of the time because I have an infinite amount of music knowledge we could talk about.
Yeah.
I want to do a Beatles episode.
Oh, cool. Okay.
One day we just talk
Yeah.
about the Beatles. 'Cause
Oh, I'm in.
God
I'm
damn,
in.
man.
All right. The day before that, we'll just listen to the whole discography.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take us fucking 2 days. All right. Good
What
stuff.
was I gonna say? I had a parting note.
Mm.
Oh yeah. To our viewers out there, if there's any kind of guests that you think we should have on here, just drop a comment. You want to see like other people in the industry, hear their thoughts. Just what kind of guest do you think we should have? Let us know.
All right. Sweet. Yeah. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
See y'all next time.